Oh, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Oh, yeah, lots to talk about. Time for last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. It's Monday Night Football wild card. Last Monday night game of the year. Wow.
Yep.
Last one, and we're here to talk about it and the other happenings of the wild card weekend. I love wild card weekend. I think it's great. Two of the games didn't get up to the hype, but hey, it's all right. We're brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company for sports bettors worldwide. Go to oddsjam.com/subscribe and use this code BOB20 for 20% off. All right, and BetBucket. Go get my picks. 7-day free trial. Link below in the description. Link below in the description for OddsJam. Let's make some money. Let's figure out how we're going to win today. Let's get some anytime touchdowns. I'm so pissed off I missed last night. I needed Brian Robinson would have scored. It would have won me $300. I had a little 5-leg parlay SGP, and I got 3 of the 4 anytime touchdown scores. And I had Washington +3. So all I needed was Brian Robinson. The other guys scored. Bucky Irving scored. Mike Evans scored. I can't remember the other one that I had. McLaurin scored. But Robinson, who I thought was like a shoo-in to score, didn't score. So that's the way it goes. What's up, Tristan? How you doing? Let's talk about the game that we were talking about before we got on the show backstage, and that's Chargers, in my opinion, sucking it up on offense, stinking it up on offense, and losing that game to the Texans. 2 pick sixes does you in, and that's just bad playing, man.
Well, no way about it. Before Tristan, rips us for to give Tristan his credit. He did say Texans were going to win. Credit to you. I remember I told Bob many months ago the Coyotes were going to beat the Red Wings. I was right, and he gave me his credit. I'm going to give Tristan his credit too. And with that being said, though, I just gave you your credit, Tristan. This sucks, yes, and it was absolutely catastrophic loss, but I think it's an opportunity because this is going to show management that we need to get some goddamn skill players in the offseason. This season, it reminds me so much of the 2019 Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Green Bay Packers, the 2020 LA Rams, the 2021 Philadelphia Eagles, and the 2022 Detroit Lions. You saw a rise, and then the next offseason, they capitalized on a ton of moves that put them over the hump to go and win and go be in Super Bowls. Well, this is an opportunity for the Chargers. They were 5-12 last year, and now they went 10-7. They had a way weaker roster. You can build on that. So you got the great defense, great coaching. You got your quarterback. You don't have skill players. Go get them.
Okay. By the way, 11-6, not 10-7.
There's 11. Okay, 11-6.
Yeah, 11-6. So from 5-12 to 11-6, that's pretty darn good. But before we go any further, because Mike's going to jump in here, but I have to go all hail, Tristan. You are the greatest. You are the greatest. The greatest, the best.
How come you didn't say that to me when I picked the Coyotes to win last year?
Because, who cares?
Well, who cares about this?
This was a playoff game. That was just a game.
So?
All right. Are you ready for the head Charger to rip in. I can guarantee you, he's not giving Justin Herbert any pass here. So go for it, Mike. What do you think about your Chargers and Justin Credible's boy, Justin Herbert?
Well, I mean, first of all, I said this last week that this was a scary spot for the Chargers because of the fact that they're not proven, they're on the road. Houston is a team they should have beat, and probably most times, more often than not, would have beat them. However, they had a horrendous game out of Justin Herbert, and that didn't help. I don't think he deserves a pass. I mean, he was 9 for 24 at one time.
Good
that
point.
Ain't gonna cut That's it. True. You can't overlook that. He was overthrowing guys like crazy. I mean, there was times that receivers had separation. Even on the one interception the guy had, that one was underthrown. The guy had a little bit of separation. You could have made the completion. I mean, I just don't think he should get a pass in this instance.
He's right.
I don't know how you can't.
He's right. 9 out of 24.
And you had every opportunity to punch that thing in the end zone and make it 13-0.
Yeah.
Your defense kept getting you the ball back.
Yeah.
You got to capitalize. You got to bury the team when you got a chance to bury them. Yep. And they could have buried them. If they punch one in the end zone there, that changes things tremendously. So I can't give Herbert a pass.
Just incredible. What do you say to that?
Well, I don't necessarily disagree. The only thing I would add though is that I'm not going to say though he is the number one reason why.
Okay.
Chargers lost. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He does deserve a
Can I just give you the stat line? He was 14 out of 32 for 242 yards, a TD, 4 interceptions, and he had 7 fantasy points.
Well, yeah, I mean the less than 50%. Yeah,
it's terrible. That's a pathetic performance, and that's what I expected. I guarantee you, Jim Harbaugh didn't expect that either.
Well, probably not. But here's the other side of the coin, though. Where was J.K. Dobbins the rest of the game? Where was the offensive line the rest of the game?
I mean, they couldn't run the ball. Okay.
Here's some key points for me.
Go ahead.
Second quarter, you're up 6-0. You get an interception. Defense gets turnover. The very next play, Justin Herbert throws an interception.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't have that. You can't have that in a playoff game. You cannot have that.
You're right.
Then your defense gets, after you went for it on 4th down and got stopped in the third quarter, you were down 13-6. Your defense gets a big stop on 4th down. Or you went for it on you went for it on 4th down. They get a short field and you hold them to a field goal. Now it's 13-6. After that, you punt the ball. Houston, your defense steps up and gets a punt. What's Herbert do? Pick 6. I mean, all those key opportunities. I mean, I don't know. I think he's very much to blame for this game. I don't know how you get around it when you look at the key moments in the game. Your defense was given a short field because you couldn't convert on 4th down. So your defense, what do? Yeah, they give up a field goal, but guess what that did? That just made it a touchdown game. Still a 1-score game. Then you punt your next possession. Then your defense steps up again, gets them to punt, gets you the ball back, and you throw the pick 6 that puts them up 20-6. That was game there.
I mean, the defense gave up 20 points.
And then 4 plays into the next drive, he throws another interception.
Right. Am I right there, Mike? The
what?
Defense? Oh, no, it's 32-12. Excuse me. The defense gave up 18 points.
You're at. I was going to say less than 20, most likely.
Yeah. I mean, what more can you ask for? That I told you, number one scoring defense in the NFL. They did their job. It's the offensive job, and it's the quarterback. He's the guy who gets all the credit when they win.
And the one touch, the McConkey touchdown. It's like, yeah, you got an 8. I mean, but
that was a dime, man. When he throws a ball like that, that's as good a throw as you're going to find in the NFL. That was on a line. The window was so small.
Yeah,
he threw that in there.
Yeah, and that was in the fourth quarter, and you were down 23-6.
It's like a guy playing shortstop, Justin. If he can't make the routine plays, it can make all these fantastic plays. That's great, but the routine plays are the ones that get you the outs. Justin Herbert failed on the simple throws.
Oh, big time. Overthrowing guys.
He was off, man.
Terrible.
The
Disley.
Yeah.
The Will Disley play was okay. Yeah, that one is not on Herbert.
No,
that one is not on Herbert.
Go ahead, Justin wants to jump in here. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, no, I'm not giving Herbert a complete pass, and I never said that he didn't not show up. But only thing I can say, though, is I really can't speak to this that much because I don't know which way to turn. But when your quarterback has, because everybody wants to point out, like, oh, he's not clutch, oh, he's not this, that, he's that, and you have a fair point. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with anything you guys are saying right now. But when you have that problem, when you know your quarterback is having these issues, other people got to come around you, which they are, which is great. You got the defense, you got the coach. Management has to come through this season, though.
That's going
into next season, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But when we're talking about
is still going to be
that was played, he's now been on a playoff team that Mike lost a 28-point lead, correct? In which he failed in the second half of that game to make any impact, and now he loses a playoff game that he completes 14 out of 32. I mean, that's just not going to cut it.
He throws 4 interceptions in a season in which he only threw 3 interceptions on the entire season.
Right. He throws 4 in a game. I mean, in reality, how can it not be?
I mean, if Phillip Rivers doesn't get a pass for his career in his playoff games and moments, Justin Herbert doesn't deserve one because Rivers won games. He played with a torn ACL, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
He knocked Peyton Manning out of the playoffs twice.
Well, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, people act like the guy was supposed to beat Manning, Brady. It's like, dude, you weren't going to beat a Manning team and a Brady team in the same freaking playoff run. That was just going to be tough to do. He bounced Peyton twice. He bounced him twice. What
Mike's saying, Justin Herbert doesn't get a pass for this game. He
doesn't.
But Justin, you got to agree.
He does.
The majority of the blame is on him. He was off. He was very off.
Yes.
Well, so would you say would you say if Brock Purdy was the quarterback of this team, they would have came close to winning? Is that what you're saying?
Not if he threw the ball like that.
Well,
you mean would they have won with a guy who didn't turn the ball over? Yes. When you only give up 18 points on defense, I think they would have found a way to get 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for this game, I think there's a lot of guys that would have got the job done that I would have trusted in this situation. It was a winnable game. And the thing is you had Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen, and you blew that game against Jacksonville, and it's not you had weapons then, and what did he do in the second half? Nothing. And what did he do to start this game? Nothing. He goes in these stints where he can't get anything going, and that's a worry. That's a worry for me.
He looked lost out there at times.
Oh, he did.
The way the pressure was getting to him, he couldn't even figure out how to maneuver in the pocket, And anytime they got any kind of pressure, I thought he panicked.
Okay, well, let me say this though.
He did on the pick six.
Yeah.
Well,
he clutched and he panicked.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jason.
Well, I will say the one interception he threw, I think he was targeting Quentin Johnston. I'll admit, yeah, that was a catastrophically bad interception. He left his feet, he heaved it up in the air for Quentin Johnston of all receivers in double coverage.
Why are you throwing into double coverage?
Yeah, and you're trusting him with that kind of a play, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, like I say, I don't disagree with you guys. I'm just saying that because this happened, management has to come through.
All right.
Season. That's all I'll say. Can I also say this though?
Go ahead.
Is move to our next topic. If Justin Herbert completely choked, would you also say Jordan Love completely choked?
Yeah, let's get to that. Let's talk about Green Bay because this is PhDs.
Yes, he did.
He had them going to the Super Bowl, and they did have a complete lack of discipline. But they also were falling over like flies in that second half. I mean, every time there was a timeout, there was a Green Bay Packer player on the ground. I honestly think that Justin Love, I think that elbow was bothering him more. Jordan Love, I'm sorry. I get
Justin Love.
Yeah, you know what? Green Bay had that game was there for the taking, guys.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I know he's a better team, but yeah, I mean,
Jordan Love threw the ball terrible. He really did not look good. He was way off and throwing interceptions too. And you know what? Tristan's right. They're already weak with no Watson.
Yeah, I don't know why people thought that this team had good skill players. I always thought their skill players are actually pretty overrated. I mean,
well, then not only just their top three wide receivers, Watson was out. Then Jaden
Romeo Doubs got hurt.
And Doubs got hurt too. All three, their top three wide receivers were out of the game. Two of them hurt yesterday. I mean, you're not going to win with that, but you got to protect the football a little better too.
Oh yeah,
and he was off. The play that he threw on fourth down to the sideline, that he threw it too high, and the guy went up and caught it, but his right foot or his left foot came down out of bounds. That's a simple throw it's a first down. It's a simple throw. The nerves and what have you, the adrenaline, it got to him and it got to Justin Herbert, and they looked like similar quarterbacks.
Yeah. They came out of the same draft class. So who knows?
Did they really? They were drafted the same year?
Yeah.
I thought Herbert was a year before.
No, it was 2020. It was Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Love, Hurts.
Okay. All right. You're right. He's right, isn't he, Mike?
What?
Yes, he's right about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't even remember where Love went in the draft order, but yeah, I mean, Burrow, Tua, and Herbert, and then Love was
22nd,
26th pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, because that was the year there was a little bit of uncertainty with why they even did that to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Trading up with the Dolphins when they could have traded up for Justin Jefferson or Patrick Queen. I mean, but
yeah,
that's a whole nother thing now.
Justin Jefferson, definitely. Matter of fact, he's got more yards in his first 5 years as a receiver than any player in NFL history. You know who had the most before that? A St. Louis Ram by the name of Torrey Holt. I just thought I'd throw that at you.
That's right.
Got to get that. All right, let's talk about, you know what? Baker did not let me down. Way to go. Thanks for the fumble. Appreciate it. Washington all the way, baby. Tristan, you and your friggin' Bucks, get out of here. I enjoyed that.
What do you got against Baker Mayfield?
He was making all these commercials and being a hot shot on TV before he ever did anything on the football field.
Well, that's because he was in a dumpster fire organization like the Browns. He's really.
Well, you know what? Too bad. That's where you went. Good evening, Daryl. Opinions on the Panthers, Flames, and Oilers all winning tonight. I will ride that with you, my friend. I will ride it with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, the Kings always worry me, though, because they are a good team, you know?
Wow.
And they're coming off a loss, but Edmonton's been a little hot lately, too. So, and they're at home. So I would probably say if I would lean towards Edmonton winning the game for sure.
So is Patrick Mahomes. Now, let's get something straight here about Patrick Mahomes. He has not had his best year, statistically speaking, okay? But when that team needed a play made in a game, he was always making the plays. 30-something yard scramble, you know, the longest of his career. Every time they needed a play, it seemed like Mahomes came through. He is a clutch quarterback, guys.
Yeah,
Period.
well,
absolutely. I mean, yeah, for sure.
I have him as the second greatest of all time.
Next to Brady.
I'm not just a Zoomer. I know Peyton Manning, John Elway, Joe Montana. I put him over the guys.
He earned those commercials. Baker Mayfield was doing them before he did shit.
Back Super Bowl winner right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in legendary territory already, and if he gets a three-peat, I don't give a shit how you want to spin it. That's never happened.
Let's get to this MVP. Lamar's winning the MVP, hands down. He has to. He's got 4,300 yards passing, 45 touchdowns. You know, Josh Allen had a great year.
Yeah, three weeks ago, I was singing the praise for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Looked like he was well on his way, and he was. I mean, the books had it. You saw the lines on it. I mean, he was well on his way to probably win that MVP. But, yeah, I don't think that when you look down the stretch for Lamar, you kind of you're probably going to have to give it to him. Otherwise,
even though it cost me $700.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you leave a guy out of the
he's the MVP
with the touchdowns and yards that he's had. That's got to count for something. But this should be a good game for sure. But
can we talk about the rookie first before we get to next week's game? Can we talk about Daniels?
Oh, absolutely. Great game. Great game by him. Out of a rookie quarterback, what more would you want out of a guy?
24 35, 268, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
No interceptions,
13 carries for 36 yards.
And no bigger carry than the one where he fought off the defensive lineman to get the first down to run the clock out to get the doinky game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, Tampa Bay shut down Brian Robinson. They shut him down.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Tampa Bay did. Yeah, they did.
Well, their front seven has been good for a lot of years. I mean,
Yep. Yep. No, that was a gutsy win on the road, rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they earned that win.
Kid did not look like he was bothered by the pressure at all.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert looked like he was bothered by the pressure.
Well, I mean, absolutely. He did.
because I rooted for him big time.
I do too. I don't like it either.
End of the game, man.
I've defended him. I've defended Herbert plenty, but I have to give criticism when it's needed. But
it's too bad.
I will, and again, Herbert came into a situation where he had a guy like Keenan Allen who was very reliable, so it's not like Herbert had absolutely no weapons when he came to the team. They were just a playoff team a couple of years prior. They had Austin Eckler, who was still producing at a high level.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean they had weapons. Now their offensive line was a disaster, but you can't make that excuse for Herbert if you're not going to make it for Burrow. And Burrow took a team to a Super Bowl with no damn offensive line. So
that's true. That's true. All right. Very quickly, we'll do this real quick. This comment: keep an eye on Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart, who is good. Think he could be a high riser in the draft and could be a dark horse to be the next Bo Nix in the 2025 rookie draft class. Yep, you've been riding with Daniels all year. They didn't win the division. The Eagles will lose next week, no matter who they play. Wow. We'll see about that. I don't know. Their defense is looking pretty good right now, so we'll see what happens there. I got to talk before we go on to anything about next week. The Steelers losing to the Ravens. You know how much I love Mike Tomlin. But I'm going to say this right now, but Justin's going to like this. Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in 8 years.
Yeah.
Is it time for him to go?
I wouldn't say so. But I mean, I could see them moving on from them because the Saints moved on from Sean Payton. So if they feel like they need a fresh start, maybe. But I wouldn't do it if I was them, though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call. I mean, I think it would work out better for Tomlin if he left, to more so than for the Steelers. But their problem has been no quarterback for how long, and they've known this. And they let their division rivals in Baltimore draft a guy like Lamar Jackson, and now you've been playing catch up to them for a while because, I mean, it's Lamar Jackson. He's outstanding. So, not a good job for Pittsburgh in terms of getting themselves a quarterback. After Roethlisberger, they've had nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Justin Fields' record was 6-4 this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was Russell Wilson's?
Well, I mean, let's just figure it out. Let's go look and see what the Steelers' record was, and we can figure it out from there, right?
They had 7 losses, right? So
right. He had 3 losses. I thought
well, counting this playoff game, that's 8. If you count the playoff loss to Baltimore, that's 8 losses total.
Right. And he won, they were 10-7, so he won 4.
But he's lost their last 5 games. Their last 5 games, Russell Wilson's been the quarterback, and they've lost every one of them. They lost to Philadelphia, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and then Baltimore again in the playoffs.
Then that can't be right. That can't be Fields' record. Something's messed up there. Well, I thought that Fields had only lost 2 games. And if that's the case, that would make sense.
He has. It's 4-2.
But bottom line is then
Fields, yeah, he's 4-2 then.
Okay, you're right. Very good, PhD.
But the switch, hey, for a stint, the switch actually helped because Wilson played good and Fields probably needed a little reset. But once it became obvious, I think it was you go back to Fields. You may have to platoon the 2 guys. Exactly. One gets hot, one gets cold. You can't just ride with Russ all the way. I mean, once he started showing he was getting cold during this disaster stretch of 5 losses in a row, you had to make the move again. You had to say, all right, time to bring Fields back.
There's NFL history that proves this out. When the Dolphins won in the undefeated season, Bob Greasy, the starting quarterback, got hurt in the season. Earl Morrall is the one who took them all the way to the playoffs. But when the playoffs got there, Don Shula Greasy was healthy, put Greasy back in. And then they wound up winning the Super Bowl, and still the only undefeated team ever in the history of the NFL. Something to be said there, man. I thought that he was going to do that. I thought he wasted Justin Fields' talent, and I think that was a mistake.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think people really look at that very often. Like the Bears, they just are incapable of developing a quarterback. Just absolutely, positively incapable.
I know.
Oh, Daryl, you mean McCarthy, not McCaffrey, I'm sure is what you meant there. Watch out if the Vikings trade McCarthy. I don't think I would if I were them. I think I would. I mean, I'd keep him and roll with Darnold. And, when Darnold is done, you go to McCarthy.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. I thought in their biggest game of the season this year, I thought Darnold, the last game, looked like he was unprepared for the moment. He didn't rise to the occasion. Detroit whipped his ass.
Well, the thing is, like I said, I'm not defending Herbert or even Sam Darnold, but like the term gets thrown around a little too much, in my opinion. Oh, the quarterback did not rise to the occasion. Like, I mean, what quarterback has rose to the occasion other than Patrick Mahomes?
You mean this year?
Like the past few years. Like who else?
I think Josh.
Well, you've seen C.J. Stroud. You've got C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels, who are younger than Justin Herbert, and they've got more playoff wins than him already. You're seeing quarterbacks like Joe Burrow in the same draft class. He's got more playoff wins than Herbert. You're being compared to the guys you were drafted with and compared to these rookies that are coming in. How come? I mean, they're getting the job done in the playoffs. They're not going 9 for 24 or blowing a 27-point lead and not showing up. That's, to me, that's obvious. With Darnold, I mean, if Darnold wins this game tonight,
we can't.
There's nothing we could say.
I can take back what I said.
Well, yeah, you kudos to him, and now it's you're good to go. But if he doesn't get the job done here and has a bad game like Herbert, we're going to question. We're going to be like, okay, well, in the big moments, just not getting the job done, and these are winnable games.
You can't say that about Jordan Love, right? Because Jordan Love, didn't he win a playoff game last year?
But he did. He did win a playoff game last year. So, I mean, again, you've got quarterbacks that are winning playoff games.
Herbert's an over.
Zero.
He's an over.
Well, absolutely. No, but what I'm just saying is that, like, I mean, you're right, and that's a good point. Yeah, these people have won playoff games, but, like, isn't the goal to win the Super Bowl?
Sure.
Yeah, I realize. Sure. But not everybody's going to win Super Bowls.
But, I mean, it is nice to, it is nice to get an extended playoff run and get more, experience, because then if you're ever going to have a chance of winning a Super Bowl, it's nice to be getting deeper in the playoffs and getting a feel and a taste of it, right? Because you don't want to go against Patrick Mahomes in an AFC championship game, very often. He's got more experience. You don't want, you want to get the job done to build up for that, where you've actually won some games and now the moment's not too big for you because you're getting a taste of longer playoff runs,
I'll tell you what, guys. Here's the difference in Mahomes,
and it does something for your psyche too to know, hey, I can get to the playoffs and win.
Here's the difference between Mahomes and everybody else. When the play is over and it's time to go to the next play, Mahomes is doing this stuff. He wants to hear the play. Everybody else is completely different. That guy's got so much fucking intensity. It's ridiculous. He wants to win. You could tell it by his fucking demeanor.
Yeah, he wants to wield his team to victory, even if that's what it comes down to. Now, his team has bailed him out and helped him out, just like Tom Brady had his teams help him out and all that. Yeah. I mean, that happens for sure. You have to have a complete team, you know.
Yes, I saw the Jordan Love protection. Yes, I don't disagree. Don't disagree. You know what? He had a lousy game, but he's already won a playoff game. So, you know, I'll give him credit there. We're talking about Justin Herbert right now. Joe Milroe will get drafted in the first round. Because too many NFL teams still need quarterbacks or better quarterback play to contend in this NFL today. You know, that's true. You know, as much as Jim Harbaugh loves Justin Herbert, he can't be pleased with what he saw.
Well, and to Love, again, same with Love, same with Herbert. Can you just blame them for the entire – okay, no, you can't really – it's hard to pin it on one player. Yes.
Right. I agree.
But 3 interceptions for Love, I mean, that's got nothing to do – I mean, that's on you. You know, that's on the quarterback there. I mean – you got to make throws, and you can't turn the ball over in the playoffs. If you were going to throw 3 interceptions in a game and expect to win, good luck. You know, not very often you're going to do that and win.
Here's a 2-pick parlay from Tristan. Puka, 8 receptions. DeMarcus Robinson, over 1.5 receptions.
Okay.
Boy, you're expecting a big game out of Puka.
Oh, I don't see why not.
You think it's going to be a wide? Remember, we were expecting the wide open game last night, right?
Well, we were expecting Minnesota and Detroit to be wide open last week, the finale, but Minnesota was. I mean, again, Darnold didn't have a very good game, missed a lot of
let's talk about throws. Let's talk about tonight's game. Is this?
I think Minnesota gets back on track and gets some points. The Rams are going to put up some points. It's going to be, I think we're going to see a high scoring game tonight, honestly.
So you like this as an over tonight?
Yeah. I think, again, Darnold's going to have to be a lot better than he was last week, though. But, you know, it's a new week.
You like over 40, you like over 47.5.
Yeah, I do.
Justin?
I do.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's kind of
hard. It's not something we're confident with, like, you know, super confident, but, you know.
Yeah. It's hard to predict how good the Rams offense is going to be, because they can go out there, light it up in the yard box, but then, like, they won't put up points because – I don't know. McVay has a red zone problem, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
If the Rams really dictate this game, it could be lower scoring. You know, that could change if Minnesota can get some points. I mean, they only had 9 points last game. You know, they're going to have to score, get Jefferson in the end zone, get Addison in the end zone, put some points on the board, force the Rams to then have to put the ball in the end zone, kind of like with that Buffalo game that we saw. Obviously, I don't think it gets that high scoring, but you're going to have Minnesota is going to have to put the ball in the end zone at least three times. Yeah, at least three, just from them. And they should. I mean, the Rams defense is good, though, but I expect to see maybe a little higher scoring game tonight. First game was 30-20. Good point there too.
Wow.
So maybe similar to, I was thinking 30-20, 27-24, somewhere in that ballpark. I think is not crazy to think could happen.
Go ahead, Justin. What are you gonna say?
Well, I guess you also got to. You got to remember too, the offenses are good, both defenses are good too. So, I mean, it could go either way.
Yeah, I think the Vikings defense is underrated. Who do you like more, Notre Dame quarterback Leonard or Ohio State quarterback Howard as a developmental quarterback?
Those are like big schools to me.
I mean, I guess I have to go with Leonard.
I don't know. I kind of like Howard, honestly, but
Well,
that's just me.
I knew you'd be opposite.
If we look at Minnesota, their last 3 games, 27-24 against with Seattle, 27-25 with Green Bay, obviously 31-9 against the Lions. So I think we've got some hope for an over to hit if we can stay on track with how their last handful of games have gone. Atlanta was 42-21. Arizona was 23-22, which not going to quite get us there. The Chicago game 30-27. So it's going to depend on Minnesota scoring.
Right.
They need to score some points because I think the Rams can.
Does JJ get in the end zone tonight, guys?
Oh yeah, I would think so.
Does Kyron Williams get in the end zone?
More than likely because he gets so much volume. So yeah,
that's true. Very good, especially in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, probably, but there's probably no value on Kyron anyway, is there?
Well, let's do something here. We're gonna do something just a tiny bit different, not a big difference, but a tiny bit different. Do we like the Vikings on the spread or just the money line?
Man, I got to be honest with you. I just don't. I don't know. I've thought pretty good of the Rams coming into the year.
Okay.
That was the one team that I picked to win that division.
Are you thinking they're going to win this game tonight?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well,
yes.
Aha.
There. And what about you, Justin?
Well, here's the thing that I don't know because this game is being played in Glendale, right?
Right.
I wonder what fans are going to show up to this.
It doesn't matter. There were going to be more Minnesota fans in LA if they'd have played there because the Rams don't have any fans. They don't give a shit out there. But there's one team that travels well in the NFC, and that would be Minnesota.
Minnesota fans do travel. Yes, that is pretty known that they do. I mean, maybe not as much as the Steelers, Packers, but but Minnesota fans do very much travel.
I'm trying to put an SGP here together. All right, I want you guys to help me. Mike,
I don't like. I'm not riding with the Vikings tonight.
Okay, Mike said Rams. Justin,
Rams.
Okay, so there we go. We're going to put – I'm on the Vikings, by the way.
I mean, I'll concede to the +2.5 at worst. I think
we're going money line on this.
All right. That's good. That's fine. I mean, I think Rams win this game.
Okay. Let's go to anytime TDs. Let's just put this all together here. We already agree with JJ, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we agree with Kyron Williams? Mike gave me a little shrug and –
yes, he's so obvious of a choice, but what if this ends up into one of those shootout type of games, man, and the Rams and Stafford starts throwing the ball all over the field, and
then you get a Cooper Kupp TD like I got in my video, but I'm asking you guys, we got one from the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, who from the Rams will score. Will it be Cooper? Will it be Nakua? Will it be Kyron?
I actually think Cam Akers might be a sneaky pick.
For the Vikings, yeah. Former team. I mean.
Okay, that's probably true. You want me to put that in this parlay?
No, don't put it in this parlay, but for a sprinkle.
Okay, all right. All right. Yeah, and you can get it plus 340 on DraftKings.
Yeah, because I don't think Cam Akers likes McVay very much. I don't think
Probably not.
They
So
didn't get along in LA, so I think he wants to get back with them.
give me a Rams TD, guys.
When the Kua, it's not minus 200.
Yeah.
Who's minus 200?
Well, okay, I was just saying, if he is minus 200, don't take it because he.
Oh no, he wouldn't be. I do these anytime touchdowns all the time. He's not even close to that. Never
good.
will be. Kyron Williams is minus 135.
I mean, do Kyron for the parlay.
Okay, so let's see what it comes out to. I'm interested in that.
Minus 135 is better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was going to be like minus 200.
FanDuel's plus 607. Rams win. Justin Jefferson and Kyron Williams anytime TDs.
There you go.
There you go. I like it.
PhD says Williams 2 touchdowns. Toronto money line, by the way.
Why does he like the Raptors so much? I don't.
He's always bet. It's like every time we get on a show, and Kyron 2 TDs. I actually could, if the Rams are going to win, I could see Kyron 2 TDs.
Listen, the problem is for Toronto, they've had 1 win in their last 17 games or something. I don't know. Like, let's count it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I exaggerated a little bit. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, no, I didn't. Their last 17 games, they have 1 win.
Holy cow, that's bad.
They stink.
Now, I mean, maybe they have a good team and are healthy finally. Yeah, his team is Memphis.
We know that. We just got to give you a little crap, man.
I don't know. I mean, maybe tonight is the night. I guess it is possible, but boy, have they been bad.
Yeah, and everybody wonders why I don't root for this team, even though half the city is Toronto Raptors fans.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question here. What do you like Rams first quarter? That was a positive EV play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
You're at home. Crowd should be plenty into it. Well, I guess you're not technically at home. No, you're in Arizona, but
it's more home than for Minnesota, though. I watched a game there when they played the Rams. Like 40% of the stadium was Rams fans. So I'm sure they'll be there for this one.
That's always happened in Arizona until, Warner and all them came along. But it was always that way. There was always more of the other team's fans at every Arizona Cardinal game or Phoenix Cardinal game. Kind of like it is in LA too. But okay. All right. We got anything else, Mike?
No, I think that's it.
All right. You guys are saying Rams. I say Vikings. If the Vikings win, you guys both owe me a steak. All right. Good deal.
Your favorite is Kanye, and I'll give it.
Make me go all French on you here. Parlez-vous français? All right. Let's go, Daryl Turner. We'll go. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for joining us.